Up the river by my son. Feet step over splinters of the moon. Golden, I follow only golden.
Golden Things. It's a good track. You gotta, like, seriously. It's good. Right, I have to just adjust a few things here. Hydra, thank you very much for your help. Yep, you are an amazing, helpful cat. Welcome, everyone. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Mattel's new Autistic Barbie. Why? Because it's an unavoidable topic. It's going to happen. Let's just give into it. Just to remind everyone, of course, that it's not a debate, really. It's kind of a deliberation. It's kind of a discussion. Insofar as, like, there isn't a right or wrong, and obviously I know the whole Barbie doll thing, it's who looks like a Barbie doll, seriously. And I mean, it does have some interesting history, etc., etc. I was kind of hoping to kind of not skip past it. I didn't in my video. I posted a video on my YouTube channel going through all of this, having a little walk. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Nice little unexpected video. If you like that style of video, by the way, it still took hours to make, but not as many hours. So if you'd like to see more of those, let me know. Meanwhile, today we are helped by Hydra. Hey. And Gibson back there. Polly's over there. Emma's over there. You guys are here. We're ready to go. I've actually been reading a fair bit about this today because the news it's kicking off. It's trending. Are we trendy now? If this trends, does that make us trendy? I need to know. I need to know. It's so important to know. But other conversation videos. Cool. Thank you, Soup. Yeah, it was kind of fun to do, right? Does Hydra Engineer know which button launches a song? Yeah, unfortunately it's Tosca that likes to press buttons. Hydra is less button pressy, but Tosca is very button pressy. We are the cool people now. It's like that scene with the Somali pirate going, we are the Barbie now. We are the Barbie now. We are the Barbie now. You are the Barbie now. Me, I am the Barbie now. We are the Barbie now. Okay, right. We started a tiny bit late because I had to make tea. I made a tea without a tea bag. So basically I just made a watery milk, a very watery milk, which is, nobody wants that. Hot watery milk, nobody wants it. Even oat milk, it's not the best. I am the Barbie now. We are the Barbie. Okay, so what I've done, I've got a little, hey Hydra, thanks. You're the Barbie now. Look at that tail, by the way. Look at that. It's impressive, isn't it? I heard once someone say, I think it is a saying, that a Maine Coon is basically just a tail with a cat. As in like, A bit like I don't want to get political, but like Donald Trump is just a toupee, isn't it? With a person attached to it. Whereas Hydra is a tail with a cat attached. Her brain is in the tail. The tail is the cat. The rest of it is just it's just a plushie that the tail carries around. So it carries around with her. Okay, right. I'm going to press a button now and hope it works. Are we ready? Oh, look at that. That more or less works. So here's the thing, right? So for those of you who don't know, ASAN is the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network. Essentially, what Autism Speaks would be if they were run by autistic people. And I would also add in not assholes. So there we go. So ASAN announces Autistic Barbie. The date is January the 12th, 2026. That is literally yesterday. If you're watching this at another time, that's fine too. But just so you know, this is contemporary, this is current. And here is our Autistic Barbie right front and center, right there. Okay, this is Autism Barbie. In fact, actually, a very interesting point that people pointed out in Discord, as well as on the YouTube comments, is that this is, of course, Autistic Barbie and not Barbie with autism. So she's not carrying her autism in a little bag. I didn't realize ASAN had a YouTube. Okay, that's pretty cool. It says here, I'm going to read it out. It says, ASAN is thrilled to announce the release of an Autistic Barbie. This doll is a project made. The screen's really far away, so I have to squint a bit. I get my eyes tested soon. We hope she shows all kids that autistic people are a valuable part of our communities. During our meetings with Mattel, we talked about how there are many ways that autistic people express ourselves. Autism doesn't have just one look. While one doll won't be able to represent every way an autistic person can be, we wanted to share some of them. We think that it's especially important for kids to see some of themselves in these dolls. Some of the things we thought about were articulated wrists for flapping hands. The wrists are for hand flapping. Okay, my brain must have skipped over that before because I just thought generic stimming. It isn't generic stimming. It is hand flapping TM. It is the trademarked hand flap. Excellent. We have proper hand flapping now. Robust augmentative and alternative communication, AAC. What makes it robust? The fact that it's literally unbreakable, I imagine. Noise cancelling headphones and Barbie not making eye contact. Autistic women and autistics of colour are underdiagnosed, so we made this doll a part of both of those communities too. Yosamdi Sam, she can have T-Rex arms now. Yeah, well, kind of, because she's got articulating elbows as well, so she could... Technically, this is possible. Someone has to get one of these dolls. There's nowhere on the Isle of Man where I could get one. I would have gone and got one. If it was in the toy shop, I would have got one. Damn it. They just have the bog standard, neurotypical Barbie. I don't think that's a sentence that's ever been said by a human being before. They have neurotypical Barbies. I'm not here for that shit. I was looking for the autism ones. But yeah, T-Rex arms could be done. Posable Barbie. I think this might be my first ever Barbie. But anyway, we'll get to it. I have made a video on it. It is pinned in the comment thread. It's 10 minutes long. So if you're confused by what the hell is going on, you're probably better served leaving the live stream and just going to go watch that 10-minute video. It will be better. Bearing in mind, I've just come out of doing that video and making a watery milk pot thing and starting the stream late and everything's a mess right now. So just get back in time to when, about 6 hours ago when things were not so messy. This is Mattel's website here, and it says Barbie, registered trademark, introduces the first autistic Barbie doll. Also, that's kind of cool. I do. You have to ignore some of these little pop-ups. Enable accessibility. Yeah, not right now. Too much accessibility. Go away. Barbie introduces the first autistic Barbie doll, championing. This stream is probably going to be terrible. I'll just reiterate, I've made a video. It's pinned in the chat thread. So if you're watching this afterwards on the VOD, sorry, well, I'll try and remember to pin it there or something. There's a link to the Barbie, by the way, in the video description. It is an affiliate link. If you click it, the channel gets a little kickback. But honestly, I'm not trying to sell Barbies. Right? This is not a Barbie sponsorship. There's no connection here at all. I'm just saying it's just social commentary, if you will. But it's better social commentary when it's pre-recorded and edited than it is now. I just wanted to get that out there. Okay, right. I'll stop trying to get people to stop watching the stream. Okay, we're back on it now. Representation for children through play. This again is from 2 days ago. Mattel unveiled today its first ever. This is their press release, by the way. Its first ever autistic Barbie doll, created with guidance from the autistic community to represent common ways autistic people may experience, process, and communicate about the world around them. I feel like this press release has been run through ASAN. I don't believe that Mattel wrote that themselves. They may have drafted it, but I think ASAN behind the scenes has rewritten that, because that's written very, very well, suspiciously well. This doll invites more children to see themselves represented in Barbie. Please, I don't want accessibility. Go away, accessibility. You're in the way. Okay. Developed for more than 18 months in partnership with ASAN, a non-profit disability rights organisation run for and by autistic people. Bit of self-promo there. They definitely had a hand in writing this. That advocates for the rights of the autistic community. This doll joins the Barbie Fashionistas collection, which features the most diverse range of skin tones, hair textures, body types. Body types, I'm going to press X to doubt on that one. And various medical conditions and disabilities. Barbie has always strived to reflect the world's kids see and the possibilities they imagine, and we're proud to introduce our first autistic Barbie as part of that ongoing work, said Jamie, global head of dolls. What a job title. Look, if it's possible to have a job title of global head of dolls, as in like you are the doll head and that is your job. You don't have to do anything. You just have to it's just the doll head. What an incredible job that is. There'd be global head of that. The doll, designed with guidance from the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network, helps to expand what inclusion looks like in the toy aisle and beyond, because every child deserves to see themselves in Barbie. In close collaboration with ASAN, the Barbie design team made intentional design choices for the autistic Barbie doll to authentically reflect some experiences individuals on the autism spectrum may relate to. The autistic Barbie doll features and accessories include: the autistic Barbie doll features elbow and wrist articulation, enabling stimming, hand flapping, and other hand gestures that some members of the autistic community use to process sensory information or express excitement. I like that. Okay, so she can clap when she's happy. Okay, we're good. Sabes, what do we think? Are we down with the autism Barbie? He has articulating limbs as well. In fact, actually, Sabes is missing a leg, so maybe. The doll is designed with an eye gaze shifted slightly to the side, which reflects how some members of the autistic community may avoid direct eye contact. I'll be perfectly honest with you. When I first saw the mock-ups of the doll, I didn't think that was avoiding eye contact. I didn't pick up on that. They had to tell me in their press release, on their box, you know, on their advertising, on their marketing material, that she is avoiding eye contact. I didn't see it myself in the doll, but okay, fair enough. Okay, fine. Which reflects how some members of the autistic community may avoid direct eye contact. Accessories: each doll comes with a pink finger clips fidget spinner, noise cancelling headphones, and a tablet. Oh, it's also worth pointing out, by the way, that she's based ethnically as an Indian. And what makes that super interesting, and I don't know a huge amount about India, but I do if we go a bit further east, and that is that you'll not typically find people making sort of Western style, as I call it, Western style eye contact. You know, I am literally 50% Asian, 50% white British, and so it's confusing. Do you make eye contact or not? It's confusing. Each doll comes, so maybe it works, right? Maybe slightly averted eye gaze is actually preferable on an Asian doll. Saber, no, you're gonna cut the camera, mate. Dude. I'm just gonna have to hold him. Fidget spinner. The doll holds a pink finger clip fidget spinner that actually spins, offering a sensory outlet that can help reduce stress and improve focus. I need to reduce my stress right now. You're not helping me, Sobes. Headphones. Pink noise cancelling headphones, but they're not the cat ear type. I think they should have cat ears on. Rest on top of the doll's head as a helpful and fashionable accessory that reduces sensory overload by blocking out background noise. Tablet. A pink tablet showing symbol-based, augmentative and alternative communication apps. AAC on its screen serves as a tool to help with everyday communication. Thank you, Saber. Just sit in your spot. Okay. The doll features a loose-fitting purple pinstripe A-line dress with short sleeves and a flowy skirt that provides less fabric to skin contact. I knew they did that on purpose. I knew they did that on purpose. Purple shoes complete the outfit with flat soles to promote stability and ease of movement. As proud members of the autistic group, actually, do you know what? What really stood out for me there is like, I'm surprised that the ankle joint on the doll doesn't have some movement to it. Literally for toe walking. I shit you not. Because the other Barbies all look like they're toe walking, don't they? so it's like, okay, it's just like it kind of, to me, in my brain. But okay, maybe not. I'm just saying. This is just opinions. Okay. As proud members of the autistic community, our ASAN team was thrilled to help create the first ever autistic Barbie doll. It's so important for young autistic people to see authentic, joyful representations of themselves, and that's exactly what this doll is. Partnering with Barbie allowed us to share insights and guidance through a design process to ensure the doll fully represents and celebrates the autistic community, including the tools that help us be independent. We're honoured to see this milestone come to life and keep pushing for more representation like this that supports our community in dreaming big and living proud. And that's from Colin at ASAN. That's pretty cool. This goes on and on and on and on and on. Is Madison from Love on the Spectrum Madison Marilla? Dolls have always brought me comfort, stability, and joy. I've been collecting Barbie dolls since I was 4, and now this autistic Barbie will become one of my favourites, says Madison Marilla, autism advocate and creative entrepreneur. Is that Madison from Love on the Spectrum, season 3? Let me know. I've got a gut feeling that looks like Madison, what Madison would have written, but I don't know. I could be wrong, so I'll stop saying it now. They have type 1 diabetes dolls, Down syndrome dolls, blindness dolls. Autistic Barbie doll was named and created with the community's guidance to allow more children to see themselves in Barbie. They have over 175 looks. Yeah, okay, cool. All right. That's good, right? That's good. 1 second, everybody. I have to press multiple buttons here. I don't have my Stream Deck because the cats will press it. It's just asking for trouble. Okay, good so far. All Barbies should be fully jointed. Limiting their movement sends a message to little girls. I think, like, Barbies are unconventionally stiff, right? like, even like, you know, with sort of comparisons to sort of Action Man and stuff, they're kind of like, they are pretty PTSD GI Joe. Yeah, a little bit. They're a little bit like, so they are a little bit stiff. She's not sure. Madison Marilla. Yeah, I just wondered if that was Madison from Love on the Spectrum, just because of how it was written. I just thought it might be. Wheelchair and blind Barbies. Yeah, they did. The wheelchair Barbie I knew about actually from the late 90s. I heard about it first because literally of the very funny. It's not funny. It hurts actually. It stings. But it's like wheelchair Barbie. I think they called it, Becky. It was Share a Smile Becky or something. And it was like, but Becky can't fit into the dollhouse because her wheelchair is too big or the house is too small. Becky's wheelchair can't fit into the car. Becky can't take part in Barbie society because of her disability. and Becky was quietly removed from sale. I think Becky is a sought after item now, probably. This is all resolved now, but it's kind of, it's almost, you almost can make it, it's almost poetic, right? They're like, all right, cool, right, we need disability representation. What is disability representation? I know, a wheelchair. All right, cool, right, let's make a Barbie wheelchair. Oh shit, it doesn't work with the rest of the stuff. As a wheelchair user, I was glad to see the new ones. Yeah, the new ones are better. But if I'll be honest, it feels like a large corporation cashing in on the disability under the guise of it's for disabled people. Fair enough, yes. That is absolutely, I can sit with that too. They're a corporation that make a lot of plastic waste. There are a Barbie doll washing up on the beach. I've seen quite a few, by the way, Barbie dolls, just like on the shore. Or Barbie-ish dolls. Barbie and plastic waste is, to me, synonymous more than plastic straws. It's like fishing gear, like Barbies, Coke cans, plastic bags. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, maybe the Barbies stick out more because it's like, oh, look at that. That looks kind of horrifying. The beat-up Barbies is what they are. They're sea-soiled, beaten-up Barbies. And they made a new one because Barbie, because also the characters got Barbie or Ken fled Barbie Land. Maybe so. Has anyone watched the movie, by the way? Mike, do you know the Stream Deck also have a cell phone app you can put a few commands on as well? Do you know what, Zed Shrink? That actually is a really good idea. I have a Stream Deck, like I say, it's right here. When I got this because of you guys. I got this because of this stream. I got this because streaming, it just, and do you know what? For a little while it was great until the cats realised what the cats do is they walk along and then they flop on it. And when they flop on it, they press all the buttons. And then whatever happens, happens. So it's problematic. I feel like I want to use it, but yeah, maybe the phone app is good. I've actually got on my phone, I've got the chat running. So yes. I watched Oppenheimer instead. It's actually really funny. It's just like a slight off topic here. But there's a hilarious video just on social media. You'll find it if you Google it. If you Google Oppenheimer fart, there's a moment obviously in the film where that's a bomb goes off, but it's all quiet. The film's like super quiet, and then there's the explosion, blah 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 blah. And the cinema's quiet, and then like somebody lets out this little pop, and then there's like a few laughs start, and then obviously the explosion, and then everybody starts bursting out laughing. It's a very, very funny clip. If you want a guaranteed laugh, Google in your own time Oppenheimer fart. You'll see the clip. It's hilarious. I may or may not have watched it a million times. It's just so funny. Right, where am I at? Yeah, it tells you where my mind is. When the neighborhood girls got together to play Barbie, we only had one Ken. He had to go around and date all the Barbies. I'm sure that was a healthy lesson. That's so funny. I'm a broken record, but I still prefer Twyla, Monster High, autistic character, but I was pretty mad they didn't mention her being autistic on the doll packaging. She's canonically autistic in the show. Interesting. Make the buttons work with key combinations. Yeah, do you know what? I didn't realize I could do that. If that's the case, then that is what that should happen at some point. I need to invest a bit of time in like fixing my setup. My streaming setup used to be so good, didn't it, in the past? With like multicam and all sorts of stuff. Top-down cam, camera facing that way, fish tank cam. Oh, and the super chat cat feeder. I've had to do manual super chat Catmageddon, super chat cat feeding since. It was all automated. And that literally, stuff just started breaking, and eventually I just rolled it all back and went simple again. And now I want to have something that's like really cool. Now I want to have like all the cool stuff again. But yeah, all it takes is like one update to OBS or whatever, and then all of a sudden I just don't have the time to troubleshoot like I did before. Holly's over there doing the paw licking thing. From the end of like the video I posted on Sunday, she's doing the lick. It's distracting. It's cute. Right. So that's Asan and that's Mattel. This is, if we're ready for it, this is This is The Independent, which is a newspaper from the UK. It's mild. I don't want to say like mildly right wing or whatever. It's probably the wrong way to put it, but it's like traditionalist, conservative kind of rag. So I thought it'd be interesting. I have not read it. Let's have a read. Mattel launches first ever autistic Barbie doll to represent neurodivergent children. The toy includes eyes gaze slightly to the side to represent the way some autistic people might avoid direct eye contact. I think that's brilliant, by the way. I've got to say this just in case folks haven't. I was going to say, who's that woman on the screen? Oh, she's is that Ellie? Is that Ellie? What's her name? Is that Ellie? Help me out. Autistic cats, help. That is Ellie. Yes, yes, that is Ellie. Now I know. Okay, right. Okay. Sorry. Okay. I think what I like about this is quite how much autistic involvement there has been in this. Middleton, Sam, thank you. Where were you like 2 minutes ago? Photo Phil Holland, thank you. Jen, hi. Ellie is autistic and she is a content creator, mostly does short form content, and I don't tend to watch much short form content, so I'm not massively familiar with her work, but I know I've seen her on TV. I've seen her on daytime talk shows as a guest where she's been brought in to talk about neurodivergent kind of topics or neurodivergent adjacent topics or autism or whatever. Or being an entrepreneur, etc., etc., etc. She's done some great interviews on like mainstream TV. Good for her. And this is not a video; it's a GIF that's playing on a news website. Do you know what? I should probably have left that up like this or do a live stream. This would have made sense. Like I could have done some cool live streaming stuff, but I mean, you know, didn't. Every single one of my videos ends up not looking like I want it to in my head, but it's fine. I just got to live with it. I just got to go with it. Embrace the cringe. Yeah, so yeah, we can see the doll here, and we can see a lot of Ellie. It's not really a video, this, is it? It is a video. It's not a GIF. It is a video. Okay, cool. Should we listen to it? Should we listen to it? Okay, I didn't realize. Why can't I hear it? What's going on? Oh, now we have an ad. Okay, it's not working. It could work, but maybe with a bit of planning, it would have worked better. But it didn't work. I'll just read it. Okay. The launch of the first Barbie doll representing autistic individuals has been warmly received by campaigners and charities who praise it as a step towards more authentic, joyful representation for neurodivergent children. The doll incorporates specific design elements carefully chosen to reflect experiences common among some autistic people. These include loose clothing intended to minimize fabric to skin contact and an eye gaze subtly directed to one side, mirroring how some autistic individuals may avoid direct eye contact. Each doll comes with a pink fidget spinner to reduce stress and enhance focus, and noise-cancelling headphones to block out sounds and limit sensory overload. Nice. Cool. Ellie Middleton, an autistic writer who regularly shares her experiences online, described the doll as a powerful symbol for young girls in feeling accepted. She said, "To now have an autistic Barbie doll makes me so emotional. Statistics show that young girls are often undiagnosed or misdiagnosed, so to have a powerful symbol like this autistic Barbie doll helps bring the conversation around neurodivergence in women to the forefront so that autistic girls can feel accepted and seen." And I couldn't agree more on that premise. I think it's great. Look at the comments and see if any of them say woke, says Nikki. Yeah. Yeah. The National Autistic Society cautioned that given autism is a spectrum, it is important to remember autistic people can be very different to each other with different sets of strengths and challenges. The society describes autism as a lifelong neurodivergence and disability, which influences how people experience and interact with the world. I couldn't agree more. Let's have a close look at that fidget spinner. Very cool. Also, you know, like the wrists. Barbie could have done that a long time ago, no? I think it's interesting that the wrists are for hand flapping. I think that's kind of funny, right? That kind of entertains me a lot. Charlie, if you've met one autistic Barbie, you've met one autistic Barbie. Exactly. Why is people in red? Red links on the independent website. It estimates that more than 1 in 100 people are autistic and that there are at least 700,000 autistic adults and children in the UK. All the neurotypical people have stiff wrists. The fingers are jointed in the middle. NAS Managing Director of National Programmes, Peter Watt, said, seeing more depictions of autism is key to understanding and autism acceptance. It's really important that these representations are authentic and based on extensive consultation with autistic people, and we're pleased Mattel involved the autistic community in the development of this doll. It's positive to see authentic autistic representation on TV and films and in arts and play, as better public understanding of autism across society could transform hundreds of thousands of autistic people's lives. Yeah, cool. There's comments down here, are there? Where are the comments? Strangely, I don't see any comments on this. Oh, hang on. Bookmark. Don't worry. We're going to get to it. This is Australian news. I don't want to sign in with anything. I don't... okay, here we go. Right. Give me a sec.
And an autistic mother of young children. First, yes, it was developed with autistic consultation. And yes, some autistic adults feel seen by that. Yes, that really does matter. But autistic children are not small autistic adults. And
I'm really concerned that the music in the background of this video is, oh, well, it's obviously, I don't have a license for it. So, you know, even with respect to, you know, fair use and so on, automated systems are going to flag this, potentially flag this live stream. I can't play her, what she's saying, unless there's captions.
in childhood.
I'd love to have a listen, but I don't know that's going to be possible. Hang on a second. It looks like a TikTok of some sort. It's a TikTok of some description. Okay, never mind. I'll just read. Sorry, one sec. Give me a second. Autistic Barbie has sparked joy, and unease amongst autistic adults as Mattel's new doll lands in stores and online, marking a moment of representation. Many say they need it as children and a move others fear, cementing stereotypes the community has fought to dismantle. Within hours of the release, Autistic Voices... Mike, you read the captions for us. It's too small. It's like tiny, tiny, tiny. I would have read the captions to you otherwise. But 100% I would play it. If this were a YouTube video, obviously I would make everything good. But it's a live stream and yeah. If this were a Discord after party, I'd just play it. Within hours of the release, Autistic Voices split across social media, particularly among women diagnosed later in life. A familiar sentiment emerged. I wished I'd had this as a child. Seeing ear defenders, sensory toys and communication aids on one of the world's most recognizable dolls felt deeply validating. Yet alongside that joy sat discomfort, not outrage, but unease. At the heart of the tension is a question that has long shaped autism advocacy. If autism doesn't have a single look, can a doll ever truly represent it? Mattel said the doll was developed with over more than 18 months in collaboration with ASAN and is intended to reflect some common autistic experiences, not define autism. Good answer. It goes on to describe the doll in a way that we've done multiple times on the stream already. Many in the autistic community, including advocacy organizations, welcomed the release as joyful affirming and long overdue. Ellie says, She's so emotional for baby Ellie ever since she's seen the project and first laid eyes on the doll. I truly feel like a piece of little Ellie who grew up feeling broken, damaged, like she'd never find somewhere to belong, and who had never even considered that autism might be something that could relate to her, has finally been healed. But developmental scientist and social media communicator Dr. Kristin Sommer, anyone know who that is? Met the launch with ambivalence. It's so multifaceted, right? Ms. Sommer acknowledged the significance of seeing an autistic, mass-produced doll enter the mainstream and said working with an autistic organization was an important first step, but her concern lies less with intention than impact, particularly on how autistic children use play to understand the world. Before an explicitly autistic Barbie existed, Miss Sommer said that children could project themselves onto any doll. Through pretend play, they rehearse social interactions in a space where nothing is wrong. By introducing a single labelled autistic Barbie, she's worried children may internalise an unintended rule that this one doll is the autistic Barbie, while all the others, and by extension other kids, are neurotypical. Only one, she argued, is then allowed to be different. I think that's being a bit oversensitive, if I'm perfectly honest, but it's a reasonable point of view, I guess. I think maybe the solution here is then that the dress, the fidget spinner, the AAC, the ear defenders, that becomes an accessory pack, which works for any Barbie, right? Or any Ken for that matter. Ms. Sommer also questioned how autism is being visualized, warning that this is the first mainstream version risks leaning into a palatable stereotype. This specific representation of autistic girls as a manic pixie dream girl, pretty cute, a little bit quirky, wears slightly different clothing, has ear defenders, things like that, reinforces a stereotype that society already has, she said. If your representation of autistic deviates from this, then you don't belong visibly in society. That's not true, right? I know that there are people that feel this way. And I feel like this, by the way, is my levels video on YouTube. If anyone hasn't seen my levels video on YouTube, I would encourage you. Of course, I would. But sorry, I'm moving my screen around. I'm trying to get it to fit. You see, I would encourage you to watch it. I'd really encourage you to watch my my video on levels, because it's what's on screen here currently. By the way, I wanted to sit with for a second because this is the level ones. Stop talking over us. Level 2, 3s, and everyone else who works with them and their parents and all that sort of stuff, and the mums. Don't speak over the mums of autistic level 3 people and intellectual disabilities because you're not like us. That kind of is how that matches for me. It fits into that pigeonhole box. I could be wrong. This is my opinion. This is my hot take. I don't think it's that hot of a take, mind. But it's my opinion. I also like I said in my video, hey, I mean, you know, the doll doesn't look like me. It's kind of Asian and it's kind of got black hair, you know, kind of got ear defenders maybe, or noise cancelling headphones. That's kind of it, you know. It's like, damn you, AAC devices. I don't use an AAC device. I don't feel represented. Fuck you, Barbie. I don't think that's a conversation that anyone's saying. I don't think anyone's going, fuck you, fidget spinners. Fuck you. I don't think that's happening. You know, I don't think that's a problem that we should spend too much time on. As for her dress, personally, I think she should have gone with what I call fluffers, but I appreciate that has other connotations now. Thank you, worldly community, for educating me on that one. But like a tracksuit bottoms, slacks, you know, gym wear kind of thing. She could wear some sort of like smart casual gym wear, and then maybe like a cat t-shirt. I'd go for something slightly baggy. In my opinion, but then again, that's not like fashionable, right? Like it depends, you know, on your perspective. But that's how I would go. But that's okay. I mean, I feel like they have to strike a balance between the sort of like Miami Beach kind of vibe that Barbie has and what the rest of the world learns, right? Or wears or whatever. It's okay. It's okay, right? She can only wear one outfit, like, at a time. She raised concerns about the commercial context too. We don't have any transparency on these practices, she said. Because of that, we have to assume that this is a corporate giant profiting off of disabilities in the name of representation, but also in the name of capitalism, really. I think she's... fuck capitalism, right? But also, look, let's have a little conversation about this here. She's kind of conflating like 3 or 4 different ideas in this one sentence. I think this is kind of not a great way to explain it, but then I'm trying to figure out what does she actually mean. I think what she's trying to say is it feels uncomfortable because there's a large corporate giant making a fuck ton of money and using autism to do so. I feel like that's her actual argument, said better than she did, dare I say. I'm trying to do the steel man thing, right? I'm not straw manning her. I'm trying to do the steel man. What's she getting at? What's her point? What's the strongest version of that point? I mean, the strongest version of that point is, it makes me sick that some fucking like wealthy, shareholders and CEOs and blah blah blah. Head of Doles is going to be making bank, and they've used autism in that is as part of that sell. Yes, but that's true for everything. It doesn't like I don't know what that's got to do with anything. It's, my personal view is Barbie dolls a lot of fucking plastic. But other than that, it's like, is it an issue? Like I think, if somebody is so inclined as to go out and purchase a Barbie doll, or it's a Christmas present, and maybe the wish list for a kid or whatever is like a couple of Barbie dolls, or blah blah, this Barbie doll or that Barbie doll or whatever, you go and buy them a Barbie doll. I would be inclined possibly to pick up the autistic Barbie doll or the autism Barbie doll or whatever, because it is a little bit different and there's some extra little things there, and it's a bit different to the other Barbie dolls. It doesn't sort of, it does look like it's part of a collection of a number of different dolls, but it's also different to the other dolls. But then again, all the other disability ones are like that too, I suppose. It is what it is. I kind of want, I have 15 cats at home Barbie. I'm hoping, I kind of want, I'm going to go back to my cats Barbie. So, if they're going to do a Barbie doll and they're going to want to have some sort of link with autism as a condition, then they're going to speak to autistic adults to get their input. I feel like that bit's done well. In fact, my personal feel is not about Barbie at all, but more about, hey, nothing about us without us. That's great. I don't feel represented in that doll. And the weird thing is, do you want to know what's weird? People in real life, are sending me emails, sending me messages, and they're saying like, oh, look at this autistic Barbie doll. And they're almost taking the piss a little bit. And so it's like, okay, I get the issue that people go, ha ha, look, it's an autistic Barbie doll. I shit you not, right? Like, someone will buy me a fucking like autistic Barbie doll as like a Christmas gift or something like that, or birthday or whatever, and send it to me, and it'll be like, ha ha ha, look at you, ha, look, there's a Barbie of you now, or whatever. Needs a wetsuit and scuba kit. Exactly. Needs a wetsuit and scuba kit. Scuba Barbie. Scuba autism Barbie. I'll be honest, every beach Barbie is like a dyspraxic Barbie. They're just scratched to shit. So anyway, look, I get the general kind of messaging here about like transparency on these practices is we are a profit-making machine. Okay, Mattel is a big brand, right? And they are a massive, multinational business, and they make a fuck ton of money. And they started on this quest of making disability Barbies, for the want of a better word. I think they call it inclusion, but so autism was going to happen. I suppose the next question is, when do we get ADHD Barbie? When do we get ADHD Barbie? And I think there is an inherent issue, which is that which is that I think there is an inherent issue because hidden disabilities. You know, what about a fibromyalgia, you know, Barbie, or, you know, heart disease Barbie, I don't know. Any sort of Barbie, right? Where it's not obvious what the disability is, but the Barbie has this identity or has this disability as part of their backstory, as part of their character. You know, the shit that's written on the box to describe the Barbie and what her life is like. She's an avatar for a real person that someone has made. Dyspraxia Barbie. You know, dyspraxia Barbies, all Barbies, because they move like terribly, you know? All of this stuff, right? Left-handed Barbie. I jest, of course. But I think EDS Barbie, IBS Barbie. Don't forget IBS Barbie. GI issues Barbie. In fact, this is the first hypermobile Barbie. Is it not? Do we now have a hypermobile Barbie? We have an Ehlers-Danlos Barbie, don't we? Right, technically, kind of, because now she's got some motion, yeah. But you know, so anytime you start to put on indicators of traits or features of characteristics, but they're indicators, you know. So the flowy dress. What do they mean by that? What they mean by that is sensory sensitivities, but they manifest it as flowy dress. For me, it's never been flowy dress. Do you know what I mean? You know, I grew up in the 80s and 90s. Being called gay was like the biggest insult. People would say, "Oh, you're gay, you're gay." If you like brushed your hair, you were gay. If you like, you know, wore like a nice jumper or something, oh, that's gay. Because like, you know, at the time in the UK anyway, you know, it was just seen that like anything, you know, to be masculine meant to be I don't even know what. I can't even really describe it. But you know, like if you did anything, people think, oh, well, he's a gay haircut or he's gay. And they didn't mean it in terms of homosexuality. It was obviously a homophobic slur, but it wasn't meant. It became more than that. It became this weird kind of insult for anyone who wore a nice thing or whatever. You know, that was quote unquote gay. Pia Potts Barbie. Gay was still insult when I was a kid. Yeah, was it? Did it not even fade out by then? Gay is lame. 80s, 90s candles industry. Gay is lame. Okay, gay was not lame. So we know about that now, like South Park and so on, blah, blah, blah. Something gay is lame. The gay equals lame thing wasn't really what it was like in the UK. In the UK, gay was like different to the masculine kind of norm, right? It was really strange. But like, I suppose what I'm trying to say with the Barbie is like, she has a fidget spinner. That could be ADHD Barbie too, right? It could be anyone Barbie. It could be a neurotypical Barbie. Neurotypicals can enjoy fidget spinners too. The tablet Barbie, because she's non-speaking Barbie, but all Barbies are non-speaking Barbies, right? Like, it's complicated to take something that's inside and then put like identity kind of clothing or identity accessories on and not be called, oh, you're doing it because you're being quirky. That's the problem. Not everyone shares her discomfort. A parent of an autistic child who asked not to be named told news.com.au, it's Australia. Her reaction was immediate and emotional. I thought it was beautiful, she said. Representation is so important. Kids with differences deserve to see themselves and differences deserve to be normalized. She said she immediately thought of her son when she saw the doll's accessories. Those ear defenders made such a difference for us, she said. They were the reason we could go to places like the circus. Seeing them on the doll was emotional. While she understands why some autistic adults feel uneasy, she finds blanket criticism frustrating. No one doll can represent every autistic person, she said. That expectation just isn't realistic. Autism's a spectrum. For her, the doll's impact extends beyond children seeing themselves reflected. Okay. All right, hang on. If you take the AAC device away, does the Barbie not remind you a little bit of Morgan Foley? Morgan Foley. Just a little bit. Just. I'm sorry. Sorry, Morgan, if you watch this. Oh, hang on a second. I'll show you on the screen. Because I was just zooming it in. Hang on. Does the Barbie not remind you of Morgan Foley? Just a little bit. If you take away the AAC, just a tiny bit. Looks a tiny bit like the content creator Morgan Foley. Just a tiny bit. Right? just a tiny bit. I get mild Morgan vibes. Needs to sort of curl the hair a little bit. Okay, right, that's what I was trying to show you. For her, the doll's impact. No one doll can represent every autistic person, she said. That expectation isn't realistic. Autism's a spectrum. For her, the doll's impact extends beyond children seeing themselves reflected. There's an educational piece here too, she said. It helps all kids learn that difference is normal. She also admitted that she felt self-conscious about her son wearing ear defenders in public. It's a visible sign that he's different. Yeah, it is, actually. Nothing like her. And take a chair. All right, fine. Okay. Morgan's closer to that than I am. That's all I'm saying. Morgan's closer. Morgan's closer to the. I keep realizing I have to press 2 buttons. Morgan's closer to this than I am. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So is Meg, to be fair. You need some earrings. Where am I at? She's felt wearing ear defenders in public. Yeah, I granted, hey. Ear defenders are kind of like super obvious. But to be fair, like wearing headphones in public is not a thing. Like, it looks nothing like Meg. Okay, all right, I'll do that then. There. Jansen, you can't tell me that that's not Meg wearing a pair of headphones editing one of her videos. Can you? Can you? Jansen. Calling you out. You can't tell me that that's not Meg wearing her earrings. It could also be Wednesday Addams, but it's Meg, obviously. Okay, anyway, sorry. Sure. Okay, you can read the rest yourself. Rather than stopping at criticism, some responses within the autistic community have been creative. After Ms. Summers' recent TikTok outlining her concerns, autistic adults began posting images of themselves in the comments, aerialists, chefs, geologists, and performers offering their own answers as to what autism looks like. Love that. Some jokingly dubbed their autistic Barbie everything from Sarah Jessica Parker to Reese Witherspoon's character in Legally Blonde. Others highlighted shelves of Pokemon collectibles or a chef making ratatouille with a plush rat nearby. The result, Ms. Summer said, was a comment section full of autistic joy and pride, a mixture of identities that underscored the diversity that she believes a single doll can't capture. Well, sure, but you might be having too high expectations here, in my opinion, I think. Working with the illustrator and children's author Nell Harris, Ms. Summer also began developing the idea of an autistic celebration Barbie inspired by special edition dolls rather than diagnostic labels. It's not the autistic Barbie, she said, it's a celebration. The idea invites autistic people to imagine and flood the internet with their own versions, reflecting interests, fashion, careers, and identities. The fact that it looks so vastly different no matter who you are, she said, for both reasons it seems it can be true at once. How about not targeting children? They'll soon discover this world is not as straightforward as they believed. The point of childhood is to have an optimized world where they can explore creativity and endless imagination before growing up. I don't see the benefits of pushing concepts of acceptance onto young minds who have enough going on already. Children are children for a reason. They're not miniature adults and should not be miniature adults. That's very funny. It's good for parents because they won't have to pay extra for friends. Fucking hell. Seriously, I'm pleased we're focused on news items that fix the world's real problems. There's Robert. These are Australians, by the way. Well, we don't know that they're Australians. This is an Australian news site. Either ticks too many boxes or not enough. Fair enough, I suppose. Maybe it simply shouldn't have been labeled autistic. That way the toy would avoid stereotyping, and those of us who want to buy and can, those who don't, can opt out. I think it possibly should have a set of accessories. That a set of accessories should probably be available, like standalone. Good. About the time the world needs to stop stigmatizing autism. Older generations are still really harmful in their views. I don't know if it's necessarily older generations, to be fair. I think that's a super chat. Thank you very much. I'll read it out since I don't have the plugin working, obviously. Thank you very much. Crafty Vegan says, I loved how she looks like an adolescent version of my youngest daughter. Oh, amazing. Also, I'm going to claim that her flexible joints are from EDS. You do it. It's a common co-occurrence, a common comorbidity, if you like. Yeah, absolutely. And all of the others are stiff as boards. But this is a good gesture and a step in the right direction for removing stigma around it. Absolutely. It's a very good gesture. But feels tokenistic with only a single Barbie figure released. Why not a Ken as well? I think possibly the issue is Barbie is predominantly female. The other thing is that with regard to autism, I think if I were releasing something autism, I would make it not a boy, not a man. Purely because as we currently speak, as I currently speak, as we currently exist, as we currently chat, 3 boys are being diagnosed. This is formal diagnosis rather than self-identification, where we have the numbers, and only 1 to every 1 girl. So there's no reason for that really, except for the fact that well, all of the reasons. I've made a video on it. Yosamdi Sam has a great video on it too. You should go check out her channel. Blah blah blah. Yes, I'm waffling. Okay, cool. All right, super. Oh gosh. All right. Hopefully this has no music. I think what we'll do, right, is we'll get to this in just a second. We'll get to the backlash. Barbie's new autistic doll backlash against autistic Barbie for reinforcing stereotypes. It's offensive, etc. After a 2-minute tea break. So we'll do that in a second. And Profound Autism Barbie. Jansen, it's in the description. Sorry, in the thumbnail. Look in the thumbnail. You'll find your puzzle piece. Pathological puzzle piece. Barbie. I wanted another P. Not a PP, obviously, but like a P. I like alliterations, so hopefully that would work. Right, okay, cool. 2-minute break. Go get yourself a cup of tea. And I'll see you on the other side in a moment.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Mountain laurel high five.
Yeah, coffee's fine.
For miles in spring, rainbow trout and hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things. Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things.
I see you there singing away. Hang on. Welcome back from your 2-minute tea break. It means that for those of you new, you don't get ads, basically. In fact, not only that, this video here on the Daily Mail website, I actually played the ads while the ad break was running, so you don't get the ads. So I can press play now without the ads. Isn't that amazing? I think it's amazing. I think it's clever. Right, here we go. Let's have a little look at this.
So nice and yeah, very.
Oh, it's the Ellie Middleton one without music.
So nice to see those parts of, I guess, myself that I'm maybe embarrassed of sometimes or not as proud of as I should be, but seeing those like as part of who she is, I think was really nice to see. I think these accessories that she has are so important because they're just tiny things that autistic people can do to kind of make our experience moving through the world a bit easier. I guess I think having these kind of small changes like ear defenders or headphones to block out the noise or a fidget toy to keep your hands occupied when you need to move a bit more are like really tiny things that we can use that make the world a lot more accessible for us.
It's huge for children to have a Barbie that represents them. It helps with inclusion and it will help with opening conversation. So many children are going to be seeing this doll and know that they are included and accepted widely by such a huge brand is amazing.
Yay! I may not have had the best little settings there. Sorry. Ah, no, go away. No. All right, okay. That was captioned because, you know, Daily Mail, a backlash against first autistic Barbie for reinforcing stereotypes. Only the Daily Mail can take it's a video like that and caption it. Backlash against first autistic Barbie for reinforcing stereotypes. Critics claim doll with fidget spinner, noise cancelling headphones, eye gazing eyes is offensive. Side gazing eyes is offensive. Mattel's first ever autistic Barbie facing backlash from critics who claim the doll is offensive. Sorry, hang on. To people with neurodiversity. Do you know something? I've never, ever, ever thought of myself as a person with neurodiversity. I'm just saying. I feel like they're not using the word right in terms of like grammar. I don't have neurodiversity. In fact, neurodiversity is just everyone. Like neurodiversity is it's like offensive to people with humanity. You know what I mean? It's offensive to people with humanity and reinforces stereotypes. They could have just said autism. Actually, they could have just said who claim that doll's offensive to people with autism. I'm a person with biodiversity. Yeah, particularly in your gut. And that should have stayed inside my head. Okay, let's move on. The American toy maker said that the doll, which features a fidget spinner, noise-cancelling headphones, and a shifted eye gaze, was designed with guidance from the community in a bid to change the narrative on neurodivergence. The new doll, developed in partnership with autistic self-advocacy network ASAN, aims to represent some of the ways autistic people may experience, process, and communicate about the world around them. Along with the new face sculpt, its features include elbow and wrist articulation to enable stimming, hand flapping, and other hand gestures that some members of the autistic community may use to process. This is exactly straight from they've literally just copy pasted that straight like the other news agencies have. They go to a press release and they literally copy paste straight from it. Despite Mattel's efforts, onlookers have taken to social media to express their upset with the doll, claiming it pushes stereotypical traits associated with autism. One wrote, "My niece has been diagnosed with autism. How thrilled she'll be when she finds out she's supposed to have flappy hands." A second said, look, I'll be frank, okay? I didn't realize until I saw the press release that the articulated wrist joints were about hand flapping. I just thought, oh, cool. Brilliant, right? Other Barbies don't have that. That's pretty cool. It's a nice feature. Why don't they have that? Makes sense. So yeah, the fact that it's now thought of as a flappy hand thing is kind of funny because it means that any Barbies in the future that have Articulated wrists. They're all going to have flappy hands now. A second said, heard this on radio this morning along with 2 autistic teens. They were dumbfounded. Youngest annoyed that only stereotypical traits were used. My children have already had enough of being told they can't be ASD as they don't fit the general stereotype. This won't help. Flappy hands. I'm sure autistic girls are going to be thrilled to know Barbie thinks this is who they all are, said another. A fourth wrote, nothing like reinforcing stereotypes. I find this offensive as someone with many people on the autism spectrum in my family. That's like saying I have a black friend. Another added, a new Barbie doll that's described as autistic. In my view, I support genuine representation, but this misses the mark. Autism can't be summed up with a couple of props. This is true, of course. Reducing it to noise-cancelling headphones. I don't think it's reducing it. But, okay. Reducing it to noise-cancelling headphones and a fidget spinner risks reinforcing the narrow stereotypes rather than challenging them. Inclusion should be about listening to autistic people, not packaging us. The doll is designed with eye gaze shifted slightly to the side to reflect how some autistic people may avoid eye contact, as well as coming with noise-cancelling headphones and a tablet. The doll holds a pink finger clip fidget spinner that actually spins, offering a sensory outlet that can help reduce stress and improve focus. Okay, the rest of it is also lifted straight from the press release. The doll features specific design choices intended to reflect some experiences to which autistic people might relate. The doll is also said to wear a loose-fitting pinstripe A-line dress with short sleeves and a flowy skirt that provides less fabric-to-skin contact. By the way, the Daily Mail, as a newspaper, whenever they post about female celebrities, right, they are constantly like, hey, this female celebrity has had a tummy tuck. Oh, this female celebrity might have some cellulite. Isn't that terrible? Oh, look at the thighs on this female celebrity. They do it like literally all the time. I mean, even in this particular edition of the newspaper, I'm pretty confident within the first 3 pages they'll be talking about. They'll be picking on some body issue that they might deem relating to women. It's usually always women. It's nearly exclusively women, to be fair. Oh, look at this. We've just papped someone on the beach, and look, you can see a tiny bit of fat on their thighs or on their, look at those lines on their knees or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So just to give you context for the writing here, it is interesting how a newspaper that says things like, think about the inclusion, and we have, the standing up for actually autistic people. But then on the flip side of that, they'll quite happily throw women under the bus for being like, an ounce overweight or something. Right? Honestly, just so you know, for those that you aren't aware of British right-wing media, that's what that is. Purple shoes complete the outfit with flat soles to promote stability and ease of movement. It follows the company's gradual branching out from its classic blonde Barbie to models with type 1 diabetes, Down syndrome and blindness. As part of a doll launch, Mattel said that Barbie had teamed up with advocates for the autistic community, including Ellie Middleton, an autistic and ADHD author and creator who was diagnosed with both conditions at age 24. I would call that late diagnosed or late identified, by the way. Ms. Middleton, who founded Unmasked and has an audience of over 300,000 people online, said, "To now have an autistic Barbie doll makes me so emotional. Statistics show that young girls are often undiagnosed or misdiagnosed, so to have a powerful symbol like this, autistic Barbie doll, helps bring the conversation around neurodivergence in women to the forefront so that autistic girls can feel accepted and seen." Oh, these are all the screenshots that they've taken. Okay. It makes it all sound a bit stereotypical and silly. Sure. A lot of these are quotes I've already read. Yep. And then here we are. See, onto lingerie and shit. Okay. Okay. I don't know the conversation, so we'll see. How realistic is Mattel's new autistic Barbie? Autistic people are so rarely depicted in media and entertainment. It's no wonder that most people don't really understand much about the neurotype. Oh, I like that. I'm glad they used the word neurotype. I'm not trying to like police language or whatever, but you know, it does seem to indicate, you know, because they could say disorder if they want to. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, that's why it's interesting. So we're pleased to see the launch of Autistic Barbie. Autism is a lifelong neurodevelopmental difference. Another keyword there. Meaning autistic children can grow into autistic adults. Which is like, no shit. But also kind of surprising. As autistic researchers who advocate for the increased meaningful representation of our community, it was a good sign that multinational toy company Mattel worked with an autistic-led advocacy organization based in the US. We've seen mixed reviews from autistic people since the launch, with some praising representation while others have been more critical. Some autistic people find communicating extremely challenging, and around a third cannot communicate reliably by speaking. This leads to needs going unmet, feeling misunderstood, and often significant distress. That is, unless an alternative mode of communication is available. Applications available on tablets, such as Why would you make an AAC application and then call it something that is really difficult to say? Prolock to go. Proloquo. Okay, thank you. So where's the two then? Okay. And cough drop are helpful for some autistic people to communicate their needs and preferences. Although some non-speaking autistic people find it easier to communicate with non-digital options such as printed cards or using a low-tech signboard with letters alongside a skilled communication partner, we think it's great that this Barbie comes with a tablet. They are not talking about facilitated communication, and they are not talking about the celebrity tapes. I'm just pointing that out before anyone wants to go there. They're not doing any of that sort of that's not what they're talking about. That's not AAC. The headphones. Sensory sensitivities are a core element of autistic lived experience. Autistic people are commonly sensitive to noise, light, smells, textures, and taste. To represent this, Autistic Barbie comes with noise-cancelling headphones, which can be vital for some autistic people with noise sensitivities. However, other autistic people may find them uncomfortable to wear and prefer in-ear options. For this reason, autistic people should be allowed to wear ear protection anytime it is safe. Exactly. Yeah, 100%. But it's usually because someone else has got a... Oh, is it a Taylor Swift reference? Where's the Taylor Swift reference? I missed the Taylor Swift reference. I missed a Taylor Swift reference. Yosemite Sam, I did actually... Oh, Yosemite Sam, I was featured in the Daily Mail way back in 2009. They couldn't resist describing me as mousy-haired. Sam, I have actually read the article featuring you in the Daily Mail, and I thought actually it was a very good article. But yeah, it is weird, particularly for women to be critiqued on their appearance, like the mousy-haired autistic advocate. So it's like, what the fuck? Why are we going there? What? WTF, how did you read that? Online, Sam. It's online. I spend a lot of time reading and trawling through autism related. Sorry, everyone. This is just a private little conversation between Sam and I, which we should probably be doing offline, but, you know, as long as you don't mind keeping it between yourselves, this private conversation just between Sam and I and, 100 plus other people, but just give us a moment. Yeah, so obviously autism content creation, you spend a lot of time searching and browsing and reading, and my God, reading, and people sending articles and reading. I'm pretty confident that the article you were featured in has been sent to me at least twice, but I read it myself. Like back when I was wondering if I was autistic myself, I remember coming across that article. I found your channel through that article. No, there's one on. No, we are talking about the same one. but I definitely found an article on you in the Daily Mail featuring you relating to, if I'm paraphrasing now, but whether or not someone could be autistic or not, or going through, I don't know if it was breaking down DSM or going through some reasons why you might be autistic. It might have even been a goddamn listicle, but you definitely were on the dailymail.co.uk. We can talk about it offline, but I can probably find the article again for you, to be fair. Okay. Eye contact. The development team reportedly gave Barbie a sideways glance, which aimed to show that eye contact may be uncomfortable and thus avoided in autistic people. An additional way to strengthen autistic Barbie could be to show the potential of visual distress and provide her with colored glasses accessory. Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, I mean, perfect. I mean, yeah, 100%, totally. But do you know what? Right. It's quite probable, I think, that somebody who collects Barbies has got many, many pairs of Barbie sunglasses. Barbie and sunglasses must go together, do they not? Can someone let me know? But I'm sure it's an established thing. I think this is probably the first Barbie with AAC tablet. This is probably the first Barbie with a fidget spinner. It might not be, but I think it probably is. It's probably the first Barbie with not going to say flat feet, but do you know what I mean? Non-high heels feet. I don't know that it is, but it possibly is, plausibly is. But if this were the first Barbie with sunglasses, there's going to be shitloads of them. There's going to be shitloads. Just saying. So colored lenses are a helpful tool to reduce the pain that some autistic people feel in response to light, movement, and colors. In reality, a specialist test can be used to help autistic people figure out what color is best for them. The outfit. Mattel seemed to have invested thought in making Barbie's outfit comfortable from a sensory point of view. Her outfit does not come with labels sewn in. A common cause of irritation to autistic people. Her dress is loose and flowing, which may appeal to those with tactile hypersensitivity. We didn't have an autistic Barbie to hand, so we aren't sure what the fabric is like, but soft and comfortable fabric is a must for many autistic people. It's worth noting that autistic people often have individual clothing preferences. Some may prefer tight or even restrictive clothing, as it provides proprioceptive feedback, which can be comforting. And it can also support hypermobile joints, which are at least 3 times as common in autistic people compared to non-autistic people. And by the way, this Barbie is more mobile than any other Barbie before her. So maybe. Furthermore, many autistic people are gender non-conforming, so may not see themselves represented in this outfit. Autistic Barbie is wearing Mary Jane-style flat shoes rather than Barbie's typical high heels. Many autistic people struggle with shoes, and rigid, slim shoes may be uncomfortable for some. Almost half of autistic young people will walk on their tiptoes as a way of stimming, so allowing a movable ankle would have allowed this to be visible. I 100% agree. I didn't even think about it being a movable joint, but yeah, why not? Like, I think I did say it earlier on the stream, to be fair, without sounding like Trump. I did say it earlier on in the stream, but yeah, absolutely. Yeah, make that joint move. The stim tool. Stimming is an important way for autistic people to stay comfortable and regulated. It can undo some of the pain and discomfort of an unsuitable sensory environment. For this reason, we were really pleased to see that Barbie has 2 opportunities to stim. First, she has bendable elbows and wrists. Many autistic people do some form of repetitive movement of their arms and hands as part of stimming. Also, Barbie holds a fidget spinner. This is a small toy that creates an interesting tactile and visual response. Although not all autistic people will like fidget spinners, most engage in stims with their hands. This is a good representation of one object that autistic people use to stim. So, how did Mattel do? Social science researchers have claimed that Barbie, regardless of neurotype, has historically been reductive and problematic. Barbie is unachievably thin, extremely feminine, and all too often white. It's important not to ignore these criticisms, however. Barbies are very popular toys and have a reach beyond other brands, and their range of disabled Barbies feels important to raise awareness. There's no single look to being autistic, so the Barbie Mattel created can't represent everyone, especially as her design is limited to visual elements. It's what we talked about earlier, and despite these issues, we think in general that Mattel and the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network have done a great job in creating the autistic Barbie doll. Her existence is an overall positive. Her inclusion creates a much needed opportunity for representation, education, and normalizes the use of disability accommodations. Well, what do we think, chat? This stream has got to be worth a like, by the way. I reckon probably the view to like ratio is quite low. So you've got to click the like button. Make my robot overlords happy with me. I've just been reading to you for an hour. Drop me a like. But tell me how it's... I mean, look, I haven't read any of those articles before this stream, not in research for my video. I literally took the Autistic Barbie doll. There were a few things I wanted to clarify, a few facts before going forward to making a YouTube video, obviously. And I just riffed on the beach about those things. Very similar to how I do live streams. That's how I've had the training now. Thank you all. Training by fire. But look, I think that the fire is on, by the way. If I just bend this camera around, you can see. All right, fireside chat. See, fire's on. There's fire. Okay. Where am I at? Oh, it's all walking out. Okay. All right, that's. Oh, what have I done? Broken it. Let me just. Right, okay. What about this article? Eileen laminated this. 64 people out there. Press like, Chica. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's. Do you know what? Okay, so I've had a bit more time during the stream to think a little bit. I think I'm processing, but I'm trying to perform, but process before. Yeah, whatever. I think I need to sleep on it, but I am still cautiously happy. Anyone guess at her ASD level? Don't you start. It's over 9,000. Have we gotten a reaction from the puzzle piece people? If I'm perfectly honest with you, I don't know. I don't think so. Should we place a bet? They're either going to ignore it or they're going to come out and say that it's a positive thing. I think they're going to come out and say it's a positive thing. I think they fucking hate it. But I think they'll come out and say it's a positive thing. And I think the reason why, I don't think they watch channels like this, says Autistic. Autistic, what makes you think that Eileen Lamb and so on don't watch my YouTube channel? Is someone going to tell him? Sorry. Okay. So, yeah, they watch my YouTube channel. I don't think they watch it to the end or anything. I think they only watch like 5 seconds. I don't think they watch more than that. I think they'll come out and either ignore it, but Mattel is massive. Mattel is bigger than Autism Speaks. I think Autism Speaks are going to go, because they are going to be asked about it. Do you know what? I've changed my mind. It's not a bet. I can tell you what. I can 100% imagine them hate watch autistic content creators. Sivu, that's beautifully said. I think that is probably the most correct way. She was quoted. Says Leslie. Leslie says Eileen Lamb was quoted. So yeah, I mean, that's not official Autism Speaks lines, but yeah, they're gonna have to say that they're for it. They're gonna say they approve and then issue a teal pumpkin for her in October. Okay, yeah, I see that. That's exactly what they're gonna do. She's gonna get a teal pumpkin. A weird's got a blue pumpkin. Mattel knows ASAN doesn't have backlash, but AS does. Yeah, and to be honest, I think actually the launch of this is political. Mattel working with ASAN is political. I'm sorry, everyone. It's politics and it is political, and it shouldn't be like that, but it just is. It's humans, and Autism Speaks, unfortunately, are fighting an uphill battle because they're very much a top-down organization. Large finance CEOs mostly neurotypical, mostly, slash holistic, looking down, going, oh yes, we should do, blah, blah, blah. They'll hate the fact that they didn't get a collaboration on their logo on a Barbie box. They'll hate the fact that their logo isn't on a Barbie box. They'd love the puzzle piece symbol to be on there. Autistic He-Man when? Neurotypical He-Man when? But also I'm actually delighted, and I'm celebrating and I'm encouraged that there has been collaboration in a nothing about us without us way. And it might not be, hey, look, that Barbie's not to my taste, okay? It's not my Barbie. This is not my Barbie. Whatever. But you know what? Actually, I think the collaboration is fantastic. And the PR statement that they put out, which does appear to have been co-authored or co-edited by Asan, is great. And I think this is incredibly positive. For us to have some positive news, this is incredibly positive and incredibly encouraging. The flip side is that Barbie, yes, is impossibly thin. Yes, is kind of, Barbies in general are kind of sexualized. Yeah, I guess, kind of. I'd be happy to go with that. They're very kind of like super aspirational, kind of white middle class, wealthy kind of vibe. Miami Beach, beach house kind of thing. Blah 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 blah. Sort of like impossible celebrity lifestyle kind of vibe. I get all of that. Granted, I take it. The other thing is also autism being hidden, or a hidden disability, is such that any of the previous Barbies could also be autistic Barbies. The person of color Down syndrome Barbie could also be autistic and ADHD and OCD Barbie. Any of them could be any number of different sort of disabilities or different intersectionalities. I'm not here to kind of tell you what to think. You can have your own thoughts on this. A disability representation is important. But the collaboration I'm super happy about. Hell, I was very happy about the collaboration with the autistic character, and I can't remember her name, from Sesame Street. I'm sure 100 of you are now typing rapidly. The name will come to me, and it will mostly come to me once someone's written it in the chat and I can just read it out loud. Julia, thank you. See Chloe and everyone else who's writing it and has just had a bit of lag. Julia was created with input from the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network, ASAN. However, they were unceremoniously removed. They were kicked out. It's Julia. Zoe kind of does give me kind of almost ADHD vibes, but then again, most of the characters on Sesame Street do. And Autism Speaks came in. So Autism Speaks kind of, quote unquote, took the collaboration for Julia away from ASAN. Which, again, is kind of weird. Like I say, there's a lot of politics here. There's a lot of stuff that none of us are particularly privy to. There'll be a lot of NDAs, a lot of meetings, a lot of conversations. But I am just glad that actually autistic people were involved in the creation of Julia and, again, of this Barbie. And neither Julia nor the tank engine beginning with Bruno, not Sacha Baron Cohen's character. They have autistic traits, they have autistic features, they have autistic characteristics, and I think that's wonderful. Even though none of us are, cartoon boxy trains, low pixel trains, and hang on, I've got to show some of these comments. Sorry, I don't know why YouTube is so overzealous with the blocking of comments. Automatic spam blocking comments. It's really strange to me. So I'm not a Steve Train. I'm not a Barbie, but I am a Barbie now. We're all Barbies now. I think it's an important one to talk about. I feel like anyone who, I'm going to say, identifies as autistic in the same way as you identify, as I identify as a man, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to say that, right? Because anyone who understands themselves to be autistic, okay, is going to have feelings about this Barbie. All right? It's a thing. And anyone around them, their friends, their co-workers, their neighbors, just people, just other people are also going to see this Barbie and have ideas. And have ideas about what people are like now, right? Like the people are gonna have these ideas, okay? Pardolo, it's a reference to the pirates, the Somali pirates on the boat, going, "I am the captain now." She's new when I used to watch Sesame Street. Check her out, by the way. Check out Julia. Julia is a non-speaking character who loves art. Kind of ignores the other characters on Sesame Street a lot. So, they'll be talking to her and she'll just kind of blank them. She sort of shows kind of like a monotropic focus, but again, it's got the same sort of like caring, kind of compassionate community vibe that Sesame Street has, right? But yeah, Julia's original character was created very much as an out and out autistic character. Like Sesame Street were like, we're gonna have an autistic character. We're gonna have a character with autism, as is now put. And I just feel like I'm glad to see it said autistic Barbie and not Barbie with autism. This is a Barbie with autism disorder. Covered in puzzle pieces. I'm, denied accommodations Barbie. Fair enough. I feel that one. Unsupported Barbie. Overloaded Barbie. Meltdown Barbie. Diabetic Barbie also has an invisible disability. Does diabetic Barbie not come with an accessory? I'm not gonna say an insulin syringe. But is there a pump, or is there something that comes with ASD Barbie? Yeah, it'd be ASD Barbie. I'm so glad that Autism Speaks weren't involved in this. I'm delighted. I think for me, I feel the potential of things going way wrong much more like I'm standing on the precipice of a cliff than I do oh, look what we can do for accommodation to a disability. Menopausal, the ADHD goes out of control, Barbie. Hey, question for you all. They're all non-verbal. They're all non-speaking Barbies. Just very quick, right? Right, hear me out. How old is this Barbie? Can somebody actually answer that for me? Because I didn't see it in any of the press release, in any of the packaging. How old is this Barbie? As in what is her age, actually? Is this, here, I'll put it on screen. Hang on. Let's go. How old is this Barbie? Give me a second. I'm scrolling now. Okay, too far? Download media. Let's just zoom in. How old is the Barbie? How old are Barbies? She looks over 18 to me. Okay. 25? Hey, we're talking an adult then. Age played by user. Are all Barbies static age? She looks in her teens. I'm getting kind of teen vibes as well. I'm 20. I would say 20. Oh, she looks at 20. I would say 20. For all of them, including the characters in the background there. All of those, I would say they're all kind of like 20. She does feel late teens. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I just wonder. I wasn't sure if she was meant to be 15, 16 or whatever. I didn't know if she was kind of pitched as a child doll, if you know what I mean, or as a teenage doll. She's not sort of obviously adult. Whereas Ken does look kind of early 20s, I guess. But not old enough to drink in the US, but not a child. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay. All right, okay. Yeah. Because they'll know. Like they will have... Oh, give me a sec. They will absolutely have their... their ideas on it. Like, they will have created an avatar. Like the Barbie will have a name as well. You know what I mean? They'll be like, this is Samantha. Sorry. Whoa, where did that one come from? This is Emma. I'm trying to pick a name that no one here... it's going to be so difficult, especially with this many people in it, in the chat. Okay, I'm calling the Barbie Sally now. Okay, it's Sally, and she's 20, and she lives in blah, and she blah 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 blah. They'll have a sorry, I've just been thrown for a second. They'll have an avatar of what they want this Barbie to be like as part of the design process, and yeah. The chat's very small for me. Hang on a second. I need to put big chat up again. Okay, is that screen where I was doing the screen share? I need that for looking at the chat. I say 27. Hey, it's interesting, isn't it? Mattel keeps returning in her late teens, early 20s, often around 19, fit various something or other that's gone. Sorry. Barbie has an official age of 19. Oh, okay. All right. So I was not far out with 20 then. And Harriet was right with the adult but not drinking age in the US age, which I feel like is a cheeky way of not guessing an age, but actually giving yourself a little range. You're more likely to get a hit with that one, aren't you? The only known age for the original Barbie. Oh, it is for the original Barbie. It's 19. Okay, so it may not be 19, but it's kind of part of like that whole thing, right? Okay, cool. All right, fair enough. Well, I mean, I wasn't sure if it was meant to be a child or whatever, and I certainly didn't want to talk about the ABA Barbie. Oh my god. Oh my god. ABA Barbie has been hospitalized for PTSD. Sorry, my brain's just broken. Yeah, it begs the question, doesn't it? I've been like, where does this go now? I think Peter Parker Spider-Man's about that age range. Yeah, old enough for university, but too young for drinking. Yeah. Gala fundraiser Barbie. I genuinely, Barbie 19, Skip 14, Joss 6. Okay. How old was Barbie in the Barbie movie? I'm seeing people sending spoons to TJ. I hope you were doing okay, dude. RBT, autistic RBT practitioner. BCBA Barbie. She's old enough to be a doctor. Okay, well that blows through the well, it can still be early 20s, but you know, blows to being 20. Chin's around house at 19. Yeah, I know. Anarchist Barbie. Poverty Barbie. I'm 60-year-old autistic Ken. I'll definitely buy that for my collection. Yeah, I think Ken would look good at 60. I'm like, where's my autistic kind of mixed race British Malaysian Barbie Ken? Where's my therapist Barbie? I think therapist. Wait, so Barbie actually has a whole load of occupations. So they did those first. Barbie occupation Barbie has been done to death. They've got all of the different self-medicating Barbie. I bet. To be American president, she has to be at least 35. Okay, all right, interesting. Okay, so Barbie is ageless, is I think what we're trying to say. But I think that aesthetically, in terms of like the all of the characters in that banner are basically 20, right? Why haven't we questioned who her parents are? British Barbie with T. There must be a British Barbie. There has to be a British Barbie with T. I hope nobody is about to start a Barbie collection as a result of this stream. She was a gifted child. What does Barbie struggle with? Diagnostic report, Barbie. Barbie in therapy. Cult leader Barbie. If you want to represent everyone, they need to make 8 billion Barbies. Yeah, exactly. Right. Barbie's an airhead. Definitely printed her own doctorates. Yeah, definitely. Hobbit Barbie. No chance. Barbie's like thin and long. Barbie's like not living up to expectations, Barbie. Disappointed parents, Barbie. They have done a vitiligo Barbie yet. Yeah, Harriet, that tells me you haven't watched my video. Yeah, go watch my video, Harriet. Or don't, if you're PDAing. No, seriously, yeah, they have. They have done a vitiligo Barbie, yeah. And that's great, you know? She doesn't have to see, but there's a historical British Barbie. Okay. Do you have dwarfism Barbie? Yeah, they should do different. They do a Down syndrome Barbie, which was done in conjunction with a Nazgul Barbie, which is done in conjunction with. Do you know what? They're going to do fantasy Barbies at some point. United Kingdom Barbie doll is dressed for her country in often rainy weather in a classic double-breasted trench coat, fedora, and scarf. Fair enough. Okay, that works. Very fashionable. My Google search feed when I had Barbie for months. You and me both. You and me both. My YouTube is now Barbie. Supreme Leader Barbie. Yeah. Otherkin Therian Barbie. I'm sure, right? Like there's accessory packs for Barbies. I know there are because I've seen them. Barbie comes with a box of matches for her to count. Oh no. We're going into Rain Man Barbie. I can't scroll back in the comments. Actually, you have to. If that happens, you have to refresh. It's a YouTube thing. Arson Barbie. There's so much potential. I feel like they're gonna go through their villain era Barbies. Once they've run out of disabilities. I think they're gonna do it. But you can make Barbie like literally like whatever you want, and like in principle, autism or autistic Barbie could be any of the Barbies. It could be any of the Kens, right? I'll probably buy the villain Barbies. It's annoying, right? Because like I know that there's probably some brand somewhere, there's some manufacturer somewhere that would be dying to make them, but Mattel would just sue them out of existence. But they would be funny. They would be funny. My mum used to make the most beautiful Barbie clothes and sell them for way less than you should make. Yeah, totally. I turned Barbie into a green Tara statue. My mum created bras and pants for my Barbies. Oh, nice. I think Barbie has to be canonically autistic for her to hyper-focus on all of these jobs. Yeah. It just begs the question, doesn't it? Am I dreaming this, or was there a zombie Barbie? There's definitely Halloween costumes, no question. Ayatollah Barbie. That could never happen. That could never happen because she's female. Vaccinated Barbie. Burned out Barbie. Yeah, burned out Barbie. Yeah. This is autistic Barbie. She's using these accommodations because she wants to avoid being burnt out. She wants to avoid being burnt out and tired. There's an awesome creator on Instagram who gives Barbies D&D makeovers. Oh, cool. Drop the channel name into the thing. Women can do anything men can. I used to turn some of my Barbies into vampires. Pope Barbie. Do you know what? It's only a matter of time. Okay? It's only a matter of time. Okay. I'm going to do a poll. All right? I'm going to do a poll. It's going to drive you all nuts because it's like a bonfire of autism paper questionnaires, but okay, and then we'll go for right. Okay, look, this is not in any way the scientific poll, okay? But I just kind of want to gauge the sentiment here. And it's completely good for you guys to have different opinions to me. I'm not trying to say, hey, watch this channel. This is what you must think or whatever. I'm covering stuff and I'm giving you my opinion. But you're perfectly welcome to disagree. You can hate it. You can really love it. I'm kind of neither. I think I'm more, I don't want to, obviously I will influence the vote, but I'm kind of like, I'm kind of glad. That's most of the work doing that is because of ASAN and their involvement with Mattel. That's what's made me feel generally positive towards it. How for your boss, Barbie? Beautiful sounding keyboard. Yeah, Holy Panda switches. We can do some keyboard ASMR at some point. I'll move the microphone down and and you can hear it. Okay, right, 63 votes, which is like literally less than half of you on here. Like, I look, you can't just watch the live stream. This is very much an audience participation thing, right? Actually, do you know what? Tell a lie. This particular stream, because it has a topic and a sense of direction, it is like a little bit more of a YouTube video. I get that. But normally, there's nothing. It's not normally like this. NHS waiting list, Barbie. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to end the poll. Thank you to those 11 people that did the poll on top of the previous bunch of people that did the poll. I can see how many votes it's got and how many people are here. So, okay. So we've got some people that have not made the join up. This is like autism levels, by the way. You can't change your mind now. It's locked in. Cautiously optimistic, 50. Good 25. Neutral, 21. Don't like it. Whatever, blah, 4%. Okay, cool. That's interesting. Okay, so I would say from that, democratically, that we are generally moving towards positive. But it's not out and out positive. It's a little bump. My biggest drawback for ASAN is their address. Oh, right, because they're in Washington. Are they? Washington suggests high political correlation similar to Autism Speaks. Give me more information on that, Theodore. Level 3 profound autism, Barbie. Yeah. Well, this is it, you see. This is not a profound autism Barbie. And it's what Autism Speaks lobby about. And weirdly, profound autism, the autism is optional, really. Look at the definition of profound autism. There's 3 attributes. Only one of those is possibly related to autistic traits, features, characteristics, or as they might call it, symptoms. There's only it's loosely correlated with autism. It's in fact the actual original suggestion for the term as a diagnostic label in the Lancet actually says this, that profound autism as a label, it has a drawback because it isn't actually autism that's profound. It's profound intellectual disability. They're calling it profound autism, and it could be confusing. That is in the actual article published in the Lancet. Which is kind of my point. It's like what you're looking for is not is not a super low functioning autism term. You know, what you're looking for is already described, but okay, if you want a new label, I guess. Part of the issue, Possum, isn't profound autism just learning disabilities? Yes. Part of my issue is that most of the people watching are American, so I stumble over my words a lot. So what's called learning disabilities in the UK, and that tells me you're probably from the UK, is intellectual disabilities in the United States. Televangelist Barbie. She just needs a sequin jacket. Tourette's Barbie with a voice box. Tourette's Barbie with a voice box. Executive dysfunction Barbie. Refrigerator mother Barbie. Americans still call it learning disabilities. Oh, really? Is that just like a localization thing? Or an area or something? Okay, Theodore, the only address on their page is a Washington PO box. No real address does not give openness feeling and makes research difficult. It's probably because they have no office. To have an office space means overheads. It means an awful lot of cost. So having a PO box will mean that they can work from home effectively. Maybe if they make as much money as Autism Speaks and get themselves a nice big building and invite autistic people to it. They could have like different accommodations on different days, because obviously some people are going to want like a bouncing club and some people are going to want a whisper mouse quiet library. You know what I mean? They could do like library Fridays and then like bouncing in the club Saturdays, and then Sunday obviously everyone has to like tidy up, and then Monday they can do like academic presentations, and then Tuesday they can just have like a drop-in day. Wednesday they can do like Autistic at hangout day. No, learning disabilities in America is stuff like dyslexia, intellectual disability. Yeah. So it's really challenging. The UK literally does use the term learning disabilities. So, for example, if you were to Google adults with learning disabilities or ALD, that describes group homes where you'll often find people with learning disabilities living together in an assisted living with a staff team rotating in and out over 24/7 to kind of help people live lives as good as possible, you know? And even then, that doesn't take away people's capacity, you know? So if somebody with learning disabilities wants to go swimming, they make it happen. They just got to figure it out, get staff, whatever, blah, 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 make it happen. If you want to go on holiday internationally, even, same thing, right? So learning disabilities means in the UK, generally, specifically talking about adults with learning disabilities, it generally means adults, you know, who need 24/7 support. It's profound autism, if you will. The definition of profound autism is adults with learning disabilities in the UK. But it's kind of messy, because if I were to say that, I'd get a billion people, well, a billion people on YouTube, that'd be nice. But I would get a billion people saying, no, you're wrong. And it's like, well, yeah, it's just because we use different words. The US and the UK, we are very similar, but we are separated by effectively a common language. We use the same words in different ways sometimes. Misdiagnosed Barbie. Oh my God. Photo Phil Holland. Photo Phil Holland. Photo Phil Holland. You've photo everyone. Misdiagnosed Barbie. This Barbie isn't autistic. This is BPD Barbie. This is BPD Barbie. Actually autistic, but diagnosed as BPD. Comes with an accessory, which is BPD paperwork. Maybe you know, maybe a side of ADHD or histrionic or like something like that, but not autism. Obviously, it's a girl. Ugh. Yeah, they should sell it. They should sell it as Autistic Barbie but have nothing to do with autism in the box. It's just BPD and stuff. The bait and switch Barbie. Yeah, basically the bait and switch Barbie. Is Anna Ferret, by the way? Hello? This is Ferret. This is a ferret ferret. Yeah. Hi, ferrety ferret. Sorry, everyone. You may not realize this, but I got to do this. Okay. Okay. She comes along, and then I have to do this. Hi. Hi, ferret. This is Anna Ferret. Oh, I'll be organising holographic stickers soon. Yeah. Sorry. CD Barbie. Compression hug mic Barbie. Yeah. One. No, I think this Barbie should have like a cat on her top, on her dress. Her dress should just be cat faces. The Barbie that the family never talk. The black sheep of the family Barbie. What else? Late diagnosed Barbie. Yeah, how about that? So also autistic Barbie got a diagnosis late. It's partly why I want to know how old she is. Crazy cat lady. Exactly. I want the I'm going home to my 15 cats Barbie. Oh no, Charlie, don't worry. I will send you another one. By the way, sorry, I can't move. So it might be a while before you get it. But I'll send you another one, don't worry. I thought you gave it to Bar. Autistic levels with Barbies, yeah. So we want a Temple Grandin outfit, yeah. One of those Temple Grandin posh cowboy kind of cow. I don't know what it's called. It's very American. It feels like a Texas outfit. If I were trying to find a Temple Grandin outfit, I'd be googling Texas rancher outfit. I don't know what it's called, but a Temple Grandin outfit. Autistic cat Barbie comes with 15 cats with possible coloration, including a couple of missing legs. A cup of tea and cat ears headband. Miss Pat, yes. Then I would feel represented. Then I would feel represented. That's what I want. I want a Barbie. I want a Ken Barbie of me with the 15 cats and a cat t-shirt and some cat ears and a cup of tea, and I would feel represented. Yes. Sorry. Oh. Rodeo chic. Furry Barbie. Oh, there's one tiny Barbie cat that carries on it. A Barbie cat? Well, you can design your own Funko for real. What's a Funko? Farmer Barbie that got scammed by Monsanto. And now, oh, that's so sad. Autistic cat again. Autistic Ken. A global activist Barbie. Also autistic in parentheses. Global activist Barbie. And in parentheses, also autistic. Or you could just write Asperger's. That's what Greta Thunberg was diagnosed with, right? Asperger's. So it'd be like global activist Barbie, and in brackets, Asperger's. With a "How dare you" t-shirt. Yeah. But it has to be like the "How dare you" t-shirt. Yeah. With a "How dare you." Yeah. Oh, amazing. Oh, I should have Barbie-related childhood photo on the scratching post. I look forward to checking it out. Dysregulated Barbie. Yeah, we've had that one a few times. I've seen it in the chat. Overworked Barbie. Why might I be seeing dysregulated and overworked and burnt out? ATP2. Pito, nice to see you, dude. I hope you're good. Turns out you're my sleeper content. It's nice to wake up to from your voice. Hey, it's good to see you. I hope you were doing well, dude. Okay, hear me out. Futurama Barbie. Manager of Robotics Barbie. That's the real question is how ASD people with Barbie special interest feel about this Barbie. Hey, well, I know that the doll lady, her name begins with M, from Love on the Spectrum season 3. She had loads of dolls. Chat. We're on low latency on purpose because I want someone to type the name in the chat. Please. What's her name? Madison. Yeah, Kitty. Yeah, exactly. I think Madison is on board with the Barbie. But yeah, I think you're right. I think I'm not a Barbie collector. I've never had any Barbies growing up. I had gender specific. I had lots of Lego, which is great. But I had sort of gender norming kind of like action figure toys, from the boys aisle. But yeah, I mean, hey, by the way, also worth pointing out for everyone, in the UK, so Barbie took over in the UK as well. So Barbie is everywhere now and has been for a long time. But if you go back to the 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s in the UK has its own brand called Cindy Dolls. And Cindy Dolls are kind of like Barbie. They're a bit less kind of like artificially thin and tall. They're a little bit. Look, I'm not going to start saying like these freakish plastic representations of humanity are in any way accurate or like I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm just saying. Give me a sec. I'm just grabbing them up for you. Okay, so this is the British Barbie doll. Are we ready? We are. Let's go. Side-eye Cindy. Because all Cindy dolls have got this kind of like side-eye thing going on. Do you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You see this? See this? Look at this one down here, look. But they are a little bit more, I guess they're kind of younger, I guess, or weirdly, like, I don't know. It's a bit weird. It's kind of hard to say who someone is. This is the Sabrina Carpenter version on the right here. This is British Sabrina Carpenter. I'm just messing about. But like, yeah, they've all got these side eyes, look. Because Nina and I were talking about it the other day, and Nina had Cindy dolls. Nina had Cindy dolls growing up. And she's like, look. She said, Mike, they all had side eyes. They're called Side Eye Cindy. And I'm like, you kidding? Yeah, look. They're all side eyes. All of them. That's their logo, look. They're all, okay, hard to see. Kind of, but yeah, side eyes. It is a doll aesthetic thing. Hey, look, I get my knowledge of dolls mostly from Stephen King, so I can't really tell you. But as for the flirty thing, yeah. So I was looking up collectors on Reddit of Barbie dolls, and the side eye thing is kind of related to, or it has been described by quite a lot of collectors as sort of like a flirty design. I'm not saying they were sexualizing the dolls, but it's not a term I would use. I like Side Eye Cindy personally. I think that's quite funny. But yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But yeah, Cindy dolls do look a little bit more proportionate, a little bit more sort of realistic. But still, I mean, what are we're talking about here? We're talking about plastic dolls. So I mean, there's a limit, right? There's a limit. Oh, I've opened 2 chats. Hang on. Every Barbie is overconsumption Barbie. Every Barbie is like malnourished as well. Or like, They're like, I wonder if like with the side eyes, right? If with the Cindy dolls, when you display them on a shelf, right? If what you're supposed to do is like tilt them so that when you walk into a room, they're all staring at you, like you've walked into a saloon, and all the patrons just stop talking, playing music, playing cards, drinking, gambling, whatever, and it just goes silent, and everyone stares at you with the side eye. I told my granddaughter's Barbie's waist to so skinny the poop can't get through. Oh, she can't retain any food. She doesn't need to poop. Floaty interpretation is so weird. I think it was more of like a phrase for that style, right? But I haven't looked into it massively deeply. The horror, I don't want a bunch of dolls staring at me. So anyway, Cindy dolls. I've seen a few of you in the chat. Like, yeah, you see the thing? The side eyes? Yeah, it's not new. In fact, Barbies had a lot of side eyes in the past as well. Did they slightly adjust Barbie's measurements so they were actually physically possible for a human being? I don't think they have. Looking at the Barbies, that's not proportions of a human body. I mean, we could take like an anatomical drawing and like map a Barbie, like, you know, and Photoshop it on top. It's going to be way off. It's going to be like, where are her internal organs? Like, there's no room for like. it's like, but the only way it would work is if Barbies were mummified remains. It's possible. I think it's possible to get a Barbie proportion with mummified human remains. Charlie, I'm with you. I'm with you. Look, I'm not in any way shitting on anyone who collects dolls or has played with dolls or anything like that. I used to play with Lego minifigs and all that sort of stuff as a kid. You know, and even as an adult, I'm just saying, right? Like, no drama, no judgment, nothing. Actually, encouragement, if anything, is what you're going to get from me on that. But I am much more drawn to plushy toys, to kind of squishy soft toys, as opposed to Barbies. Like, how the hell can you like play with dolls like in a bed? Like, you'd roll on them and then they'd stick you in the side. And then you'd be like, ah, shit, what the hell was that? And then you'd lean over and it'd be a fucking Barbie doll. And then you'd have to, yeah. Do you know what I mean? He-Man or Thundercats. Yeah, I suppose they are also disproportionate. But they are not as disproportionate. I mean, they are disproportionate, you know, impossible fantasy versions of bipedal hominids that look a bit like humans, but but I think it's great that these conversations happen. I then you wake up and it would be side eyeing you, all creepy, like, see, just the head side eyeing you. I find like sometimes I will like move and sleep and I'll find that my iPad is in bed and I've like leant on my iPad or something, and yeah, because usually I'm like, I want to write a little bit before going to bed, or I might want to watch like a YouTube video or something, or listen to something on my iPad. But I never do. It's just yeah, why would you want like hard toys in you know, in like bedding or anything? Why would you want to do that? Side eye looks like she's judging me. Won't have one colour jogging in a cat t-shirt. Exactly, Ukrainian freedom fighter Barbie. Mike sleeps. Oh, Ashley. I was just about to say you don't know the half of it, but actually, yeah, I think you do. A good old Discord. I always put my plushies in water, no matter what kind of water. I'm actually displaying my mum. Oh no! You're not bathing with your squishmallows, are you? You're not leaving them to go mouldy? Reference to the super famous Reddit thread now called "My Wife Threw Away My Squishmallows." Yeah, I love water as well, and I grant you that squishmallows and water do not go well together. But as long as you wash them out and dry them, it should be all right. I bet you there is a diver Barbie. I bet you there's a diver Barbie. In fact, I'm going to look it up right now. Yes, she's a marine biologist. There is a marine biologist Barbie. You want to see marine biologist Barbie? Let's have... Hang on a second. This is so weird. This is, by the way, on Sunday. I wasn't expecting to do this. By the way, this wasn't the plan for the week. Right, hang on. Oh, gosh, there's so many pop-ups and shit. Like websites are so badly done nowadays. Right, hang on. Here we go. This is Barbie, marine biologist and accessories mobile lab. Oh, she's got a camera! She's got a camera! Amazing! Looks a bit like mine, to be honest. Now I've got a relatable Barbie. Now finally, look, she's got a microscope. She's got some fins. Warm water fins. And then look, some coral and fish, and there's a little dolphin. Oh, it's excellent. Ah, thought I was going to shit on it, but it's excellent. There you go. But she can't move her elbows and she can't move her wrists, though. She's got Barbie porosis. She's got Barbie porosis. How young is she? She's got juvenile Barbie porosis. She cannot move. This is why we should only let the autistics be marine biologists. Because they can move. They can move. They can move. I bet you there is an electrical engineer Barbie. It might just be called electrician Barbie or something. Marine biologist Barbie. Yeah, marine biologist Barbie. This is pardon my language, fucking hilarious to me. I think this is funny. It's really funny. I think she should be wearing a bit more. I think she should have a wetsuit on. She should have a shorty wetsuit. But that is hilarious. I love all of this. It's brilliant. It's better than I thought it would be. There you go. You can be anything, EOC. Yeah, you are. Fair enough. All I would say is don't put your mask on your forehead. Masks are expensive. I think my mask was like $100. Don't put your mask on your head because it'll fall off and then you'll be sad. You'll cry. You will cry. You'll be very sad. Ask me how I know. In fact, you don't have to ask me how I know. I lost a mask in the sea like 10 months ago and I was very sad about it. My son bought it for me, which makes it extra sad because it was like, it's almost sentimental. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, don't put your mask on your forehead. In fact, that mask wasn't on my forehead. It was actually fitted perfectly well. I just got twatted against a rock. Head injury, Barbie. Sorry, I'm just allowing people's comments through. Sometimes they get hidden. I'm not even reading them, by the way. They're probably reasonable. Like if they're not reasonable, like the mods will ban you later. But like, I think they're reasonable. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, marine biologist Barbie. I'm impressed with that. That's great. Okay, right, new one. Do you like my wallpaper? Isn't it cool? Right, hang on a second. Right, I'm gonna do another one. I want to find YouTuber Barbie. There's got to be a YouTuber Barbie. There's no YouTuber Barbie. You can be anything you want to be, but it can't be a YouTuber. You can be anything with a ring light and cats. Exactly. Live. All right. Influencer. Okay. Influencer Barbie. She can. Cause of death for human. Oh no. Oh gosh, that's horrible. Yeah. Don't look up influencer Barbie. Don't type it into Google. It's really sad. And it's about a human being who did a lot of plastic surgery to become like Barbie. And it's literally tragic. Don't look it up. It's just sad. Okay. How about live streamer Barbie? Nope. There's tons of things, by the way. You can buy Barbie ring lights and all kinds of shit. There's Barbie microphone. There's a lot of Barbie merch, but you cannot be a YouTuber Barbie. Okay, so this occupation is Barbie proof. She's come from marine biology even, which admittedly is kind of sexy, right? Marine biology is a really sexy field. I think it's amazing. It's so interesting. Like literally any day you can be completely surprised by some new discovery or something new that you've never seen before. There's so much cool shit. And I mean, I'm not professional in any way. I help marine biologists as a hobby. I'm just fascinated by it all. I'm so into it. But like everything is just like a wonderful new world. It's the closest feeling to being a Disney princess you can imagine, where everything is wonderful and the world is full of possibility. Do you know what I mean? You lot are all unhinged, by the way. Mycologist Barbie. Okay. Mycologist Barbie. There's a Barbie zoologist. There's a Barbie paleontologist. There's a Barbie generic scientist. There is a Barbie science lab playset. But no mycologist. But there is a National Geographic polar Barbie. There's a Barbie astrophysicist. There's the Barbie zoologist. Yeah, done that one. Apparently, okay, I'm clicking a link that says mycologist Barbie. They're just having a laugh. There's a site called Grow Mushrooms Canada, and they've made a fake mycologist Barbie. It's quite funny. But yeah, basically. Philosopher Barbie. Is there a Barbie doll for Barbie? Is there a Barbie doll for Barbie? I love where you're going. Inception Barbie. This is Inception Barbie. It's a Russian doll Barbie, basically. It's just external because Barbie's too thin to be a Russian doll. I didn't see TJ's message. It got deleted. I haven't seen it. From the Barbie wiki, social media Barbie is a doll made for Barbie. Oh, right, okay. It's called Social Media Barbie. I'm just getting tons of links for like, do you know what I mean? Barbie social media things. Okay, let me look at marketing Barbie. Oh, it's just tons of, yeah, some of these, yeah, this is difficult to Google. Oh my goodness. Barbie Korea's donut shop. Barbie Korea's teacher. Barbie Anniversary Korea's pop star Barbie. Ballroom dancer Barbie. Astronaut Barbie. I knew about that one. I don't know why. Ballet, gymnastics. Okay, fair enough. That's kind of on brand. Barbie future leader. Yeah, President Barbie. Soccer Barbie. Pop star Barbie. Oh, there's loads of like pop starry things. Astronomer Barbie. Tons of Chelsea things. Pilot Barbie. Dr. Barbie. You can be a scientist Barbie, teacher Barbie. Wow. Skipper Barbie. Oh no, it's not skipper as in a boat skipper. Oh, that's a shame. Because a skipper is effectively a boat pilot or a boat driver. Is a skipper. That would go well with the marine biologist Barbie. Maybe Ken is the skipper. Boxer Barbie. Dentist Barbie. Horrifying. If you don't like dolls, Dentist Barbie is a bad one. It's like two things in one. Dentist Barbie could be a Stephen King novel. Ice cream shop Barbie, nurse Barbie. Oh, there's so many. Skipper is the skipper. Dissing Barbie. Barbie gig worker Uber. Yeah. I failed capitalism Barbie. Septic truck driver Barbie. Oh, that's so funny. Health insurance CEO Barbie. Fake disorder cringe Barbie. Fake disorder cringe Barbie. They need to sell a fake disorder cringe Barbie with the autism Barbie. Going, with like a list of like phrases like you're not autistic, you can't be autistic, you're a girl. You just made eye contact with me. You can't be autistic. You have a job, or you can't be autistic. You're whatever. Just insert gatekeeping phrase of choice here. The side-eye Barbie is judging you. Hypochondria. I do think they should be some sort of like gastrointestinal Barbie with a button with fart noises. Toxic boss Barbie. Insufferable first year philosophy student Barbie. There's so many options here. What else? Monopoly Barbie. Clown dentist Barbie. Yeah. We knew Barbie was autistic all along with these careers. Oh, no. She only has them for a short while. They're ADHD careers. Like, she gets really into something and then just moves on, does the next thing. Software engineer Barbie. I'm sure that must be a thing, right? That could be turned into a live streaming Barbie. Film director Barbie. Okay, this is brilliant. Maybe unhinged is slang for hypermobile. Dinosaur enthusiast Barbie exists, Karen. It's called paleontologist Barbie, and it is a real thing. Oh, there's computer engineer Barbie, is there? I found it on Wikipedia. All right, yeah, cool. Computer engineer Barbie. All right, fair enough. Yeah, cool. Yeah, she's got a good fit going on. She should have a fidget spinner and movable wrists. She's probably got carpal tunnel. Computer engineer Barbie is carpal tunnel Barbie. Vegan Barbie. Do you know what? Actually, game dev Barbie was real. See Discord. Really? Game. Do you know what? I can see why people collect them now. I can see why people collect them. I'm actually seeing why people. Oh yeah, game dev Barbie is real, and has a tablet and headphones with a microphone on. All right, I shit you not. Game dev Barbie could be autism Barbie. Right, let me get this on the screen. Sorry, you gotta give me a second here. Work with me for a second. Developer doll Barbie store. This is game dev Barbie. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. That is not bad, actually. I would say as autism Barbie, possibly also live streamer Barbie. There you go. She is your YouTuber Barbie. Ella Danlos syndrome Barbie, Moore's Connie Inky Cap, is literally the autism Barbie. This autistic Barbie has extra mobile joints, which I think is amazing. Tourette syndrome Barbie would be brilliant with a button on the back. Fallout Barbie. Train geek Barbie. Train driver Barbie. I swear that autistic Barbie. Oh! You think they're playing us? You think that autistic Barbie is just a clever ploy to get us all interested in collecting them? You think that autistic Barbie is going to sell more than any other of the disability Barbies that they've ever made? Do you guys think that someone at Mattel has gone, these fuckers like to collect things. They like a collection. They love a collection. Have you seen this shit online? Did you see Autistic AF's plushies video? Did you see how many fucking Pokemon plushies? People buy more than one of the same plushie. Do you reckon if we made an autism one that they would buy? We've been played. We've been had. We have been. They'll be like, did you see that Love on the Spectrum? Did you see that Madison on Love on the Spectrum? Have you seen how many fucking dolls she's got? What do you think's going to happen when we drop an autistic Barbie? We could send her one for free. She'll buy all of them. Have you seen, you saw when they filmed her bedroom and it was just like, it was basically just dolls with a little place to sleep. They're going to go nuts. They're going to get them all. They're playing a meta game here. I reckon that's what this is about. That's why they got Asan in instead of Autism Speaks. I reckon they got Asan in, and do you know what Asan? Do you know what? I reckon they spoke to Autism Speaks first. Then I think Asan phoned them up or sent them an email. More likely they sent them an email and said, "Hey guys, well, you need to listen to us." And I bet Mattel were like, "Why should we listen to you? Why should we listen to you?" And I reckon Asan were like this. They were like, do you know how many dolls and Megan Barbie, oh, that would be terrifying. Do you know how many of these we can shift? If you make an autism Barbie and work with us, I reckon we could sell loads of those. So that's what I reckon happened. I reckon the socialist Barbie needed. I reckon we've been had. Look, they've gotten me thinking about buying a Barbie. All right? I want to get one of these Barbies now. Yeah? And I think, God damn it. God damn it. This was a ploy all along. El Moonlight is buying a developer Barbie as we speak. I reckon there's one being posted to him right now. By the way, there is a link in the description if you want to buy a Barbie. I hate saying it like this. It's one of the ways it helps the channel. It's in the description. I reckon El Moonlight's clicked the link, bought himself a Barbie. I reckon he's going to post on Discord pictures of his developer Barbie sitting at his computer. Code in JavaScript, because that's the one girls use. Sarcasm. Barbie But I do genuinely, I actually legitimately think this one is knocking it out of the park because autism is so hot right now. I reckon they saw the autism epidemic graph from RFK and went, fucking hell, we want a piece of that graph. I reckon there was a shareholder meeting at Mattel and they were like, do you know what? You know what we're doing? You know what we're going to do? Do you see this graph? And it's a graph of like autism diagnoses over time. And they were like, this is profits. I reckon Statistics Barbie. I reckon Statistics Barbie was in a Mattel office with a clipboard with an autism diagnostic, you know, the autism epidemic graph, that one. And then they were like, this. Money. It's money. We need to make an autism Barbie. Do you know what? And then Love on the Spectrum. Do you know what? I was one Barbie joke away from wetting myself then. Because I genuinely think that's what's happened. I can't believe they didn't make a COVID doctor Barbie. Well, they have made like doctors and nurses type Barbies. They did healthcare ones quite a long time ago by the looks of things. Game Dev Barbies is only 100% on Poshmark. Whoa. Okay, well this particular Barbie's like under $20, I think. They're quite quote unquote affordable, but they are just like plastic dolls, I suppose. But it does also feel like a little bit of, there's a cultural phenomenon, isn't it? One Barbie way joke. We'll just spell that next time. Barbie. This Barbie needs to open a burger factory, burger joint. Sell vegan burgers. Just it needs like sugar and fat. This Barbie. But yeah. Anyway, what if RFK's on it? No. Brainworm Barbie. There's an alliteration there, which makes it automatically a good one. Brainworm Barbie. Comes with a little plastic worm and a small little hole in the Barbie's head. You can pop the worm in. It's ironic that a lot of females on the spectrum don't like Barbie. Do you know what? I don't even know what how Barbie comes across or is how people feel about her. I haven't seen the Barbie movie yet. I've seen like clips of it, and obviously there's the Billie Eilish meow 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 meow. That's my takeaway. But I haven't watched the Barbie movie yet. Thank you for the meow. But it's meow 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 meow. Just unless you have very good lungs and you can do the whole thing in one meow. Keep an eye on his cat constantly and starts deep dive into the Barbie world. No, I'm going to step back out. I don't need another thing to look into. But yeah, I mean, I just scratched the surface, I suppose. Goth Barbie, Queen of the Dark Forest. Barbie Korea snowboarder. Hydra parody of a Billie Eilish song. When? I just need time. I've got this to play. This is how I did the song. This in GarageBand. So I can sample Hydra and then meow 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 meow. It wouldn't be the most difficult thing in the world to do. But yeah, it's like so many ideas, so much stuff, not enough energy, not enough time. Spiky skills Barbie, exactly. It's like there's so many things to do, and I'm going to die and leave behind a whole load of unfinished projects. I think I'm coming to terms with it. You need the cat piano. I know the one you mean, Charlie. I've seen the cat piano in shops, and I always go and play it. It's great. It's great. I love the cat piano. The cat piano is so funny. And it's in one of my favorite songs ever, which is the Lugga Lugga Cat symphonic remix by the Kiffness. That may mean something to some of you. It may not to others of you, but I posted it on the Discord already. So ideas on the cutting room floor. Oh, cutting room floor is a whole other thing. You know, like the ABA video, an hour of that never got made. Like it never got finished. Like, so I had filmed it, but obviously I hadn't edited it. It wasn't like, oh, this is done, and then it got cut down. It was like, I better cut that hour out. And it wasn't an hour at the end. It was like, there were all kinds of like spin-offs on that ABA video that never made it into content. Only because I was kind of worried at that point, like, holy shit, if I put out a video that's going to be like nearly touching on 4 hours, just under 4 hour mark, like what would happen? And also, like, the way YouTube works, if you watched like an hour, it would only be like 25% of the video. And it's like, holy fuck. If somebody watches an hour and it's 25% of the video, I'm fucked. So I've got to. It's so bad. This is why the videos on my Patreon. I'm not saying they're longer or whatever. Some of them are longish, but you know. Patreon, I don't really think about in terms of like making videos. I don't think about YouTube at all. Like, there's no like, oh, what if this is? It's just like blah, blah, blah. It's all there. It's all info dumped. It's all there. Whereas YouTube, you have to think a bit about this sort of stuff. If you watch the 4 times speed kitty in the garden, it counts as 4 times less. So if you watch a 4-hour video at 4 times speed, or a 1-hour video at 4 times speed, and it's 15 minutes of watch time as opposed to, so you've only watched 25%, you can't watch 100% of a 4 times video unless you watch it 4 times. It's weird. It's really strange. Yeah. YouTube CEO Barbie. Lounge kitties, Barbie. The kitty ears are there. I've got to look it up. Lounge kitties, Barbie. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell am I looking at? What the hell is this? Same trick as before. Hang on. Right, hang on. Right. If I maximize a window on that monitor, it's not properly maximizing. All right, it doesn't matter. I think I've got it here. Nearly. Right. Here we go. I'll screen share this to you. Is this... This is what I see when I search for Lounge Kitties Barbie. It looks like the ill-fated Cats movie. What's going on here? It looks like the Cats movie, Barbie. I haven't actually watched the Cats movie yet. I've seen decent clips of some of the songs. And I'm so disappointed. I love the theatre show. I have a copy of that, the original UK Broadway version, and it's amazing. But yeah, good job. We're past the watershed now. The problem is the sun doesn't set on the Autistic Cats, and it's pre-watershed somewhere. But we're gonna go on GMT because we're disappointed for you, Mike. But also it's terrible. I don't know. I mean, I was thinking of. Okay, so we're slightly off Barbie then, but like, and it's sort of Catwoman, whatever, blah blah blah. But Lounge Kitty Barbies are these. Yeah, I'm sort of like mildly disappointed. Base jumper Barbie. Agent X, I'm not reading that one out. I had a friend who had that shoe chair for photography, shoe chair. Oh, he was glam photographer, was he? So we debate about Amazon warehouse worker Barbie, Amazon delivery driver Barbie with like bottles of piss as an accessory. Do you know what I mean? Like, just like plastic water bottles, you know, like maybe 3 of them and like 2 of them of urine in. Because there's no time to stop. It's a bit of a trope now, but it unfortunately is realistic. Amazon delivery drivers are, you know, penalised quite heavily for their breaks and things. So, the shiwi, they're just large plastic bottles. It's just, yeah. Do you know what? It genuinely saddens me. Like, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to go off on a rant about this extreme capitalism stuff right now. I will think happy thoughts. Hello, Bruce. I'll be like Bruce on his thing. And we are going to go to the after party, probably half past the hour, so about 15 to 10 or 12 minutes from now, we'll start the after party. So yeah, thanks. So for those who do, thank you so much for supporting me on Patreon. There is no obligation to, by the way, support me on Patreon. It's not entirely necessary, but it kind of is necessary for some of you too, because it kind of is what allows me to do the YouTube work, and I appreciate that so very much. It means a lot to me. That came across as insincere, but it is sincere. I promise you, it's very sincere. This is my sincere face. This is my thank you very much for the present face. I really love it. It's amazing. Yeah, always remember to like videos, definitely. And if you haven't seen my actual Barbie video, I posted it earlier today, literally just a few hours ago. Please watch it. It's really short. I'm just walking along the beach talking about the Barbie and so on and so forth. So I'll see exclusive Patreon members. If you want to join, it's $4 a month, but I know that it's $4 a month. And some people, you need to spend it on food or heating or something. I get it. I really fucking do. But yeah, if you can, it's massively helpful. It's also possible to pick a different tier, and there's other things in those tiers as well. There's tons of value there. And the way I see it is that there's some immense value that's worth it. Incongruent emotional expression, such fun. Yeah. Also worse the more tired I am as well, which is why I'm kind of conscious that I need to stop YouTube. I'm kind of like seeing signs that I need to kind of just drop a bit. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining in. This is customarily Bruce. All right, come see Bruce, right? You can see Bruce here, right? Bruce. 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 Hey. Why do you smell dusty, Bruce? It smells of dust. Look at him. Listen to him. Also, patrons help to feed the cats as well, so it all helps. It buys cat food and tea. It does. What? He's back. He's being very persistent.